And for the live recording of episode 206 of New Dad Gaming, we are live. As a public service to all the dads, there's a pretty good joke I have going on in the house, if anyone wants to steal it. So basically, every morning, I kind of yell out loud to the entire house, like, "Hey, I'm going for a jog. Everybody, I'm going for a jog." And then I just don't. And everybody laughs. It's a running joke.
Oh, no. That's where we're starting from. Right at the bottom.
And Trevor laughed and laughed.
Oh, we
That's
get laugh track.
Yeah. The adult beverages are poured, the kids are asleep. Welcome to New Dad Gaming, as Jeff shakes his head. My name is Trevor, and I have a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old.
Yes, and I'm Jeff. I'm gonna need another beverage to hold over this show. But I have an 11-year-old and an 8-year-old.
It really just throws a wrench in the whole thing. I barely got through the intro either.
Yeah, you don't tell me about them. You just spring them on me too. So you get my authentic reaction.
And well, I'm a little bit off, because it's a little bit of jet lag because I'm coming to you live from New Zealand.
Yes.
All the way here in New Zealand. It's amazing.
How is
Lovely
it?
weather. And darn it, Jeff, I traveled all of this way just so that I could experience Forza 5 a little bit earlier.
Oh,
Long flight for just a game, but
you did it.
the version of this where it's actually take the family on vacation just to experience a game
Yeah.
it is a level of commitment I would like to see. But the story of this week, or last week, sorry, I should say, Forza 5 launched, and it is a midnight launch for everybody. So I was launching on, I'm just going to say the 6th. I'm not exactly sure the date off the top of my head. So on the 6th, it's going to launch. You have to wait till midnight. And there was a part of me where I was finishing up some work and was looking at the rest of my evening, and I thought to myself, okay, maybe I can stay up. Maybe I can do it.
Okay, you're gonna push yourself. All right.
Roll the dad dice. Let's get this going. And,
Yep.
it'll hurt the next day, but fine, whatever. Let's get it done. Let's get it moving. But as the time neared, there was just no way.
No.
I was absolutely exhausted. I'm staring down the barrel. It must have been like 6 or 7 at night. And I'm tapping out already. There's no way I'm gonna make it till midnight.
No.
And especially then, what I'm gonna play for an hour or two, and go to bed and
Basically.
just really hate myself the next day. little bit of online tinkering, and I discover that if you change the time setting of your Xbox
Okay.
to New Zealand, which happens to be a good 12 hours behind or ahead of us,
Yeah.
it vaults you into the next day, and bam, surprise, it's the 5th, or it's the 6th, you have access to the game. Enjoy.
You're in the future. You're in the future. Oh my god.
And I'm doing this, I'm just wondering, and there's the catalog of things that go through my head. The first is, will I get in trouble? Will my Xbox lock and they'll just kick me out? Like, no more games for you? Will it spoil all of my current games? Like, is it really this easy? And I'm happy to report it was super easy and there were no consequences.
That is a risk, man. I've always questioned that, especially when they put out statements like Nintendo is notorious for putting out hey, don't do this because you could lose everything. And
Wow.
that's when you kind of double think maybe I shouldn't. But it's funny that you're doing this. Were your kids around? They're like, "Daddy, why are you stealing?
Daddy, no.
Why are
Tears
you lying
streaming.
to Mr. Xbox?"
I thought you said lying was bad.
Yeah, I don't
Go
know.
to bed.
Yeah.
Don't question your father. Yeah, I'm telling you, I was per the previous show. If you bought the DLC, you got in early, and I found myself overly excited for this title, almost to the point where I considered buying the DLC
Right.
until it turned out to be the cost of an entire AAA game, and it's like, no,
Not
thank
there
you.
yet.
So when the opportunity came to enter a gray zone of legality as far as where my actual location would be,
Right.
I decided to take it. I feel pretty good about it, in so much.
Do you feel good about it? Okay.
Yeah, because I love my life of crime now. No, I mean
Right.
more just I'm sort of happy they do it, right? Where they could spend it in the software world. I mean, where I work, there's kind of a notion of you could spend a lot of effort into thwarting people
Yeah.
were going to bend the rules and, you know, maybe take advantage of some of your systems, or you could put that into features or like cool new stuff and stuff, and that type of angle. So I kind of like that Forza and Xbox. They probably do a bare minimum type of thing with this
Mm-hmm.
type of cheating, but ultimately it's like no one can play this full game that's entirely installed on on your Xbox ready to go until 12 o'clock on November 6th.
Right.
You know, it's such a arbitrary type of deadline anyways. It's kind of nice that they don't bother really enforcing anything within it. Like, I don't know if are you kind of happy it's a wink and a nudge to the community? It's like, look, if you want in, just
Yeah.
take a flight to New Zealand and enjoy yourselves.
Yeah, I mean, like, what's if there's an embargo or some sort of review thing happening and they can't have any footage of it out? I understand that, but they already had like that pre-launch thing where everybody else, like our timeline, if you go to New Dad Gaming on our Twitter feed, it's just all Forza stuff.
Yeah.
So like everybody's already out there, they're driving around. You're in New Zealand, you get in a little bit early. I mean, but the question is like, are you gonna keep it there? Like, why wouldn't you just do this for every launch game then? Like, if
Yeah, I thought it was a bit weird. I've since moved it back. Like
Oh,
after
have
that
you?
initial one. Oh yeah, I did it right away. Just from a curiosity, was I gonna
You're totally flagged now. Like
Yeah,
they're like, hey, wait.
this top podcaster
Yes,
is
exactly.
bending the rules and advocating it for it on his show. There seemed to be absolutely nothing for it. Like no issues, no problems. Didn't get any notification. Didn't see any emails about it. It was just popped over, popped back. Super easy. Like I had to download a language patch. It's like, oh, you're going to be speaking New Zealand English now. I better
That's
download this 30 megs worth of language files.
okay.
Which is like interesting. And suppose they have different words for start and select, I suppose. But like,
Yeah. But your Game Pass isn't like you're not
No.
paying in their currency or anything. Like it didn't flip over to something and you're like,
that would be
wait.
interesting. See, that is a curious one. That's true because when I came back in, I looked at a game and its price was in New Zealand dollars as opposed
Oh,
to
wow.
Canadian.
Yeah.
So if I had proceeded, I would have had to do the conversion and everything else. So I was there by all accounts and purposes.
Wow. Well,
But-
like that's funny that you had to take the risk to like I'm not gonna pay $80 or night like whatever it was to get in early. Just find that way around for that window where you're awake to enjoy it.
It was beautiful. So like the kids were even like in bed fairly early, so I just got this like 3 hour session within a reasonable dad time
Perfect.
to get in early. I didn't have to stay up till midnight. Chef kiss. It was so great. I'm so happy.
Stars aligned. That's amazing. I think that's
Okay.
what needs to happen. So they should actually have just dad Game Pass mode. Where they're like, you know what? If you got like kids and stuff,
get
we understand. Anywhere in the world, that's yours. Like, okay, just do it.
Okay, gaming dads, make sure no one's listening. Make sure the little ones are in bed. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
crime does pay. As far as tiny gray market video game
Little white lies. Yeah, exactly.
little white lies. So anyway, fantastic. Forza 5 is stunning. I don't think you need to hear that review from here. Like it's very much the same. It's not. It's funny because it's not a huge leap from a previous title as far as playing Horizon 4. You could have told me this was like a DLC pack for Horizon 4. I'd have been like, wonderful, great. You're right at home. It's very much the same thing, but more of what I love. And the Mexico is just like stunning and fascinating as far as the locations. So happy. So really great to be here.
I have yet to see a New Dad Gaming livery, like the car decals all over. You need to do that and get it
Pay
on our
attention.
Twitter.
After this show, I will put up a video that I captured. It is a glorious driving fail on my part. That
Perfect.
may involve some flipping and some damage. So, and it sort of sums up my experience in
Yes.
Horizon. That will be showing up on our Twitter. Definitely check out there at New Dad Gaming on Twitter. And if you guys have your own clips or stories of crossing borders to hop into games early, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not the only one that got into a game and was thoroughly impressed and thoroughly happy I did so. Jeff, you took the plunge. The demo worked,
Yeah.
and you purchased Metroid Dread.
Yeah, it's something with this show that we do, Trevor. Like every time we log off, the Nintendo gods or the video game gods smile upon us. Because I said I wasn't going to pay. Again, this is full price in Canada. This is a $90 game.
Oh my!
So
What?
yeah, it's a $90 game.
$90.
Yep, for
That's like
Metroid Dread.
that's like $30 American.
That's right. I don't know what it is in New Zealand, but it's $90 here. That's a lot of money. And because it's like a Nintendo published game, I believe first party, this price will never go down. Like maybe in 3-4 years you'll get $20 off. So when we were done the last episode, there's a place here called Shoppers Drug Mart, and you gain points when you buy stuff there. I have a lot of points saved up, and they had online stock.
Imagine that.
I might have signed up for those emails. So I got an email, bought it right away, paid very little to get it here, obviously with the points. And it was quick shipping, and I was in this thing all week. I have spent so many hours playing Metroid Dread. And again, that demo worked on me like a charm. And this thing is just like pure nostalgia for me. So anybody that likes Super Metroid and like obviously Metroidvania type games, this is where it's at. And it's so much fun, and there's so many like dad friendly aspects to it.
Oh, really?
So like if you die, you're not going to go to the start of this world or level or anything. They kind of start you like maybe a few screens back. So it's perfect. Like
That's lovely.
because you're going to die a lot. So
You will die.
yeah. But no, it's again, it's a good pick up and play things game. My kids love to watch me play this. So much so that they're trying to watch me navigate through it, and it's a lot of backtracking and going and exploring and figuring out how to progress. So my kids are there trying to like lead me through it, and they'll see me get frustrated and want to give me hints and stuff by going on Google, but
Which makes you only more frustrated. I don't
exactly,
need this.
I could do this. I'm a Metroid fan. I know how they work. You have to shoot every pixel on the screen to make something pop up somewhere. So yeah, no, again, I was all for this game, and it was just something that ticked all those boxes when the price was right, put it that way. I'm not dying that. So it was good.
Well, That's so great to hear. So like it is you mentioned like Super Metroid. Is this for a gaming dad who is a big proponent of Metroid, just loves it, loved the older versions of it in this 2D style? Like just a slam dunk. Like this is putting on an old pair of shoes, like purely comfort. You know exactly what you're doing. Is it really fresh? Is it just right? Like as a Metroid lover and a player of the previous games, like where is this? How is this hitting you?
Yeah, this is near the top. This is like they've kind of perfected the formula. So if anybody likes the 2D style of Metroid, so not the Metroid Prime where it's like the 3D first person, the 2D stuff, they've perfected the formula where they have all the original game mechanics of, you've lost all your powers, you got to find them again, but they have new game mechanics that kind of save you from like one-shot headaches. Like say you take a lot of damage from an enemy and stuff, there's counters that you can do that you can kind of like, it's easy enough to get in a counter attack to an enemy, kind of saves you some hit points, but hard to master. So like any of those counters can be applied to any enemy in the game, including bosses. So it's like it's something that you can look for, and I can totally see speedrunners doing like no hit runs, just the amount of tools they give you, and they don't overload you at once. So it's kind of like they have that fun exploration kind of, hey, you don't know where you're going, but then they give you a full map. Like they give you a full map, and then there's a computer that talks to you and be like, hey, this is kind of your goal, right? Whereas the originals were like, all right, we're not going to talk to you.
Good
You
luck.
figure it out. Go get your Nintendo Power and see if you can kind of go through this game yourself. But this one kind of like doesn't hold your hand, but it gives you a like, hey, you need to go this way kind of thing. So you figure out how to get there, but that's where you need to go. So that's what I like, right? It's not totally like having you lost in this world, but just the enjoyment of it. I don't know. Like I never felt there's things that chase you in the world, like they're called robot MEs, and there's zones where they kind of designate where these robots will chase you, which is very like, I think I mentioned it before, my son was trying to get over the anxiety of something chasing you, but the game kind of lets you know when that's going to happen. So you're not like dreading it, like the name, all the way through the game, right? So you're not nervous or anything, you're not stressed out. And again, like I said before, like if you die and stuff, it is pretty generous where you start. So it's one of the easier Metroids, I would say. But it's just fun. It's just fun to play, and that's what I want. I don't want something like overly difficult. I don't want a Dark Souls of Metroid in this. I will play Dark Souls. Everyone knows I'm on the Dark Souls train, but that's got its time and place. Not for this. I enjoy this as it is.
Okay, so it has the features for a gaming dad as far as it's not going to waste your time, so accessible. Do you think if your kid was playing it by themselves, they'd be able to figure it out and beat it? Like, how accessible is it for little ones?
I think my 8-year-old might go through a fair portion of the game before he gets confused and doesn't know where to go next. My 11-year-old could probably figure it out. It's just certain things that the text will tell you where to go, but again, they don't say how to get there. But there's little skills that you learn along the way that you have to know when to use them. So my 11-year-old definitely will know when to do it. He'll look for those visual cues. My 8-year-old will just have fun playing the level, right? Okay. Like he'll just want to go through. So if that's cool and he doesn't matter about like progress, then it could be fun for them too, right? And like I said, the deaths, there's no continues or anything. Like you can die and whatever time, like it doesn't matter, and it kind of keeps the stuff you've collected, so it's not punishing.
There we go. So this show convinced you to purchase it, and followed by a Canadian retailer.
That's right,
allowing you to use your points, and there we have it. 2 gaming dads with 2 games that they've been looking forward to.
Yes,
that's a win-win. That's what the show's about.
I think so.
Now, one that we haven't really been looking forward to necessarily, but it's certainly been on our radar, has been Halo Infinite.
Right.
So could you walk us through, there's chatter on the internet about, and almost like pushback and like a big discussion about Halo Infinite and potentially it dropping soon, right?
Yeah, there's been a lot of verified and unverified sources saying that this Monday, so after this episode is dropping, the day after, there will be Halo Infinite multiplayer. And they were just going to shadow drop it, which means there's no announcement, just kind of like, hey, Monday morning, Halo multiplayer is out there. And then the campaign will launch later in December or early December. But a lot of people are like, why would they do that?
Why are you doing this?
Why would you do that? And, you know, there's probably a lot of, you know, options on why they would. But with the success of Forza going on, you know, dropping Halo right now would maybe like just continue that success, ride that wave. Especially before Christmas when everyone's looking for a console to buy, this might be that turnkey thing for like, hey, no, I want to go on with my friends because it's so popular right now and get an Xbox to play Halo multiplayer. Again, no campaign or anything, but a lot of people are saying Halo multiplayer is coming out Monday. So I don't know. And a lot of news journalists are like reporting that it's going to happen. It's just a matter of what time on Monday. So we'll see. I don't know.
If you had an Xbox and Game Pass and you could download it on Monday, would you have like I guess I'm kind of wondering your experience with Halo and with Gaming Dad Time. Is this something you would be looking to take advantage of?
I mean, I was really big into Halo 1, and then I kind of fell off for a while, and I think there's just a lot of shooters out there with multiplayer in it. I'm not very good at multiplayer. I know that you have to jump in and kind of know what you're doing. So on a Monday, just with the work week happening and dad time and kids getting to school, I don't think I'd even have time to play it. Honestly, I'd be exhausted by the end of Monday, just the start of the week, to even try to touch it. I'd be like with you and Forza trying to like, you know what, it's 6-7 o'clock at night. I'm not going to attempt this. I'm just
New Zealand, here I come. Let's do this.
Yeah, unless we can again start a dad's group where everyone that's overtired can get on a map and just kind of, you know, feel it out and see how everyone does. I think that would be the way to go. But I don't know. I don't think I would be downloading Monday. What about you? Like, you have Game Pass. This could happen to you in a couple of days' time.
As a total aside, almost as a just PSA, I've been thinking about, there's groups, racing groups in Horizon. So if there's any gaming dads that can reach out to us on Twitter, like I've thought about, can I start a very dad-friendly racing group, which is like, we aren't going to be on often. We're not going to be on long.
You're gonna drive
not be good. This is really just about, hey, let's get in some cars and like joke around, have a good time.
Yeah.
So like reach out to us on Twitter and let me know, because I really have been thinking about, with some of these games, starting like gaming dad groups with a very casual type of approach, because a lot of these ones that I've seen so far have been a rank only, don't like lose, like
right.
don't show up if you don't have like the greatest car that's only DLC. So total aside, reach out to us Twitter at New Dad Gaming if you're interested in that type of thing. Now with Halo, it would almost be the same thing where I would download it if it came available. Honestly, would I have a lot of great memories with Halo, but a lot of those, and perhaps you or other dads can relate. A lot of it was fun with friends.
Yes.
So that was like local multiplayer. Everybody just kind of swap controllers, like late nights, like great times.
Yeah.
I've found, which already I was not that good at it, but especially in a new age of it,
Yeah.
there's just I don't have a lot of fun at all with online shooters. I'm just bad, right? And and it's not like I need to be first to have fun, but I need to get in, kind of understand what I'm doing, occasionally kill somebody, or like like once, like a
Yeah.
couple of times. Like you want to feel like it just ultimately feels like if you've ever remember with GoldenEye, you'd be playing against some people who are just so good that it's like, I'm pretty sure you're cheating.
Right.
Much like your son from last week you were mentioning.
Exactly.
It's like because I could have sworn I shot you like 50 times and then you just like tapped me once and I'm dead. Now it's because they have headshots and they're good at the game, so be it. But it's that times 1,000 because the new wave of people with these games are just so damn good at it. So if Infinite has found a way to allow someone like me who would like to play it have some fun while being fodder for really amazing players, great. Like I would love to jump in. This type of stuff would be awesome. Do a couple matches, but I suppose in many ways for me it's going to be to download it just from a what's it all about? Like what this is a new game. Like this has been in development for so long. What's the story? I'm curious. And then the second part will be, have they bridged any divide for a gaming dad without time who sucks at these games to allow them to have some fun? Like I don't know if are you playing any online games right now where you're having fun against other people?
Where I'm having fun against other people? No.
Okay, can you say enjoying it, enjoying the experience?
Honestly, no. It's all been single player. Like unless again, Dark Souls has people invade your games, but no, I'm not really. And maybe it goes back to what you said about just being in the same. I love being in the same room with my friends and just having that couch co-op kind of experience. Maybe not even co-op, just deathmatch, right? Just having that split screen. Again, TVs were much smaller back then. So having it on a large screen right now with a brand new game would be really fun. But again, just with like life responsibilities and people in different areas, it's hard. But I haven't played anything really online. I don't know. It's just not. It's not appealing to me right now.
Yeah.
So maybe in the future, maybe with this is something that people get into, and the matchmaking works for people that are starting, and they match other people that, where it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I'll give a call to gaming dads again. So this will be a bit off topic with what we're going to talk about. But I thought about it with regards to Horizon and these like driving groups, right? Specifically, where am I just missing it? Like I had taken a decent amount of time off from gaming. I was never particularly competitive or online. So online lobbies and rooms and groups have kind of passed me by, honestly. Like I really should be up on it for someone who purports to have a gaming podcast.
Right.
But is there a whole stream of ways to enjoy these type of online experiences that we're missing because our experience with them are in public lobbies with anybody? So can you find through Discord, through Xbox has like gaming rooms and groups you can join? Is there like a lot of fun to be had by finding like really chill, funny people who will like just hop into a game like this casually, and then you'll be on the mic laughing and having a good time with buddies, as opposed to just rank and file public?
Yeah.
I'd love to hear it. I'd love to be pointed to some resources. It's almost something. I think with Horizon, for instance, I'm going to do some research around. I'm going to try to when you go into Xbox, and I'm so unversed with this, it's going to be a great kind of thing to like come back and report on.
It's homework for you.
Basically, where it's just there's all these groups, and a lot of times like, hey, I'm looking for 2 people, super casual, just looking to have fun, and then there's another group down that's like killers only, like play to win,
right,
ride or die, some garbage like that, right? But if I go into those groups that are like, or if I even have a create one, and it's like, I'm bad at this game, I love this game. If you're relaxed and looking for a great time, like this is it. Let's race around Mexico.
Yeah.
And can I find some people who will come and play with me? And all of a sudden you have camaraderie. Yeah, I don't. Do you have any insight? Do you have you seen any lobbies or groups? Have you even read about it, or have we really fallen behind the times despite our gaming podcast?
Like, I think it definitely helps if you can connect with your own friends and get into that and start those kind of things and start those lobbies and even those Discord chat rooms where those things can happen. And like you were saying, it would just be a group of people that could come together, and maybe like the timing doesn't work all the time either. So being a dad, just with responsibilities and things cropping up, I would love to play, like, let's say on Thursday night, but everybody kind of sits down, and then all of a sudden I can't because something came up, right? That kind of understanding, because I would feel super guilty if like we developed a group and then like, oh, we're doing it on this time and this time, and I try to block it out, but stuff happens.
God, that's like that.
Do you know what I
You've
mean?
nailed. That is my number one fear with so much
I
of
hate
this,
it.
where it's like, look, like I appreciate that we're Thursday at 8 p.m. is our time, but my kid puked
Yeah.
down the stairs,
Right.
and my kitchen's on fire. So like, I don't know, what can I do? It's like, well, not literally. No, literally, my kid set the
Yeah.
kitchen on fire. I have
Yeah.
to go deal with this.
Right.
Yeah, I worry about that the most too. Just even if you do build up that camaraderie and you start becoming a flake because of
Right, I
dad
don't want that.
responsibilities.
Yeah. So maybe there's something out there that hopefully somebody can give us direction on finding those resources, because I've only ever done public stuff. Like, I remember playing Battlefield, and it was just, I'm in here and I'll just be a medic. I'm not talking to anyone. Do you know what I mean? And I would just like, again, old saying, but Leroy Jenkins just like,
Yes.
just charge the battlefield. I'm doing my own thing. I'm having fun. I'm in a tank. Hey, you want to ride? And I'll like point the turret, like, hey, come on, come get in. Like, that's
do
what I would
this.
do. I would, no chat, nothing.
He looks up with his gun and like shakes no
Yes.
and like runs.
That's the stuff I like to do. I don't know. That's fun, but
Yeah.
it would be better with actual people. Do you know what I mean? Like people that you know and you can build that relationship with and hang out with no strings, just in case something happens.
I guess it's like it must be a common cop out for dads because the medic thing when I was playing Overwatch for a while, that was mine, where it's just like, I don't know how to play this game. I'm not
Yeah.
good at this. I'm not good at killing anybody, so I'm just going to heal and help everyone else as best I can because you all seem to be doing wonderfully.
Yes.
So let me be support.
Yeah. It's the worst. Just a quick note. For people that have listened to the show, I jumped into Final Fantasy 14. And that is an online, that's
Yeah.
online, right? And I got kicked from one of the dungeons because I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't know where the chat was because it was filled with a bunch of other crap. I don't know how people read this fast. And I'm on a console, so I don't have access to a keyboard or anything. Later fix that. But the chat was saying, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I like read this all back because it keeps a record of what happened. And after I got booted, I read it all like, no, you're supposed to do this move. What are you doing? Do
Why?
this move. We're all dying. Do this
Please
move.
stop.
And I did not see it. So like, it's just one of those things where maybe it was an online chat and a voice was in my ear. And be like, okay, well, how do I do that? Instead of like this hidden chat window. But I felt so bad. I didn't want to go back in.
I'll tell you, it's not. That's about it. I could care less about losing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could care less about winning or losing. Like, I mean, I'm gonna try, but I just like, oh no, my team lost the online
Yeah.
Spartan gunfight. Darn.
Right.
I don't get upset about it. I hate ruining other people's
Yeah.
jam, and if they want to win and like you've just ruined it, like you didn't hit, like you killed an entire team and got kicked
Yes.
out. Like
Yes.
that's my nightmare. It's like I don't want to be the wink link that's like, oh, this guy,
Right.
This guy's ruined. This guy doesn't know anything. I hate him. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, well, like Horizon, like I go in and it's like, oh my god, he doesn't know how to like drift. Like get him out of here. Like this is garbage. My night's
Yeah.
ruined.
Get out of here, New Dad Gaming 1.
God, it might be until we figure this out. We should probably not use New Dad Gaming.
I don't
we don't
think
wanna
so. We need
we don't-
aliases. How about our kids' names? Let's ruin their online profile.
Perfect. Yeah. I have an Xbox account with my son, so perfect. By the time he takes it over, it'll be the worst reputation. It's like, Dad, everybody hates me online. I just started.
I don't know what
Ooh,
you're talking
better-
about. You better try to get that back. I don't know.
Let's just try this Pokemon game, buddy. Don't worry about it. So on the note of ruining our sons' lives, let's wrap it up there.
Yeah.
Everybody, thank you so much for listening. This has been New Dad Gaming. So we gave out a lot of Gaming Dad callouts. We'd love to hear from you. So if you can reach out to us on Twitter at New Dad Gaming or from our website, newdadgaming.com. I guess it sounds like we're kind of looking for some resources and how to better interact and have some fun
Yeah.
online with these games as opposed to the sad, sorry state that Jeff seemed to find ourselves on from an online point. Or if there's a Gaming Dad group you know of, we'd love to hear from it. And any other ideas you happen to have. So that's at New Dad Gaming on Twitter or newdadgaming.com. If you like the show, you can find this on all the major podcasting services. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, anywhere where you get your podcasts. What really helps the show is if you could subscribe and if you could leave a comment and a rating on any of those platforms. It helps with visibility and helps us reach out to as many gaming dads as possible. How are we going to find online gaming dad forums
Right.
if we don't get out to more gaming dads?
There
I'm
you
saying.
go. I love it.
But it really helped out the show and obviously passing along to any other gaming dads you happen to know. Guys, I can't thank you enough for listening. Until next week, my name is Trevor. I barely play online, and I have a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old.
And I'm Jeff. I'll be head down in the lobby. Just don't add me to your team if you don't want to.
I get it, guys.
Guys, I can't read that quickly. But I have an 11-year-old and an 8-year-old.
Wonderful. And just because you became a dad,
Doesn't mean it's game over. Even online does not mean it's
even
game
on
over.
well said. See you next week.
See you later.